It's Kathy, your yogi mom, and today I'm going to bring some awareness to Diastasis Recti. Big word. I didn't know what that was with my first pregnancy, but basically what it is, it's a separation of the abdominal muscles, and it happens to 90% of pregnant moms. It's very common, and it happens at some level. So some mommies have a deeper separation, some have less separation, and it's really important to be aware that this is happening. It's very natural as baby gets bigger and bigger that this separation could happen, but how do you heal after? So this is a practice for postpartum moms, and the biggest thing I think is just to be aware of it, to know that that can happen. And what do you do now? So I will show you a practice today that we'll do on the spine to help start to heal that. But it's also important to know what things not to do to make it worse. So there are some situations or some things that you can do to avoid that. And the first one is not to do any traditional abdominal exercises. So you may want to get right back into it, or maybe even feel pressured to jump right back into your fitness routine. But if there's any traditional exercises in your fitness routine, like crunches, abdominal work, core, any of those traditional exercises where you're having this motion of crunching in with the stomach, actually makes it worse, and it'll separate the muscles even further. So don't want that, right? So this work that we're doing is more gentle, it's more conscious, and it'll give you the time to heal. And you should actually be aware of this for at least a year postpartum. So that it's, again, something I didn't know, and I want to share that with you so that everybody's aware of that. And it's important too, because for every pregnancy, it could get worse. So you want to heal this before your next pregnancy, or just heal before you start moving into your fitness routine. So just being mindful is fine. And another thing is important is how do you come down to the spine, and how do you get up from a lying position? So even getting up from bed, there's some awareness there as well. So we'll start on the spine. I'll stop talking and we'll go ahead and begin. So let's come over to your spine. The best way, so coming down this way to the spine will aggravate the separations. So my suggestion, or the best way to come down, is to come down on your side first and then roll down on the back. So we'll be on the back here, rested comfortably, feet on the floor. And you can close the eyes, listen to my voice, or keep the eyes gently open, and feel the support of the floor underneath you. Take a deep breath in, slow breath out. Now you can take your hand just to press on the belly, or not even press, just touch the belly to bring awareness to the navel. And the best way to heal Diastasis Recti is to bring the navel back to the spine without crunching, but bringing awareness to the transverse abdominis. So we'll bring the navel back all the way to the spine, and that'll tilt your pelvis forward slightly. And on the inhale, release and let go. So that's a very subtle movement. Exhale, bring the navel back. So bringing all the way back to the back of the spine. And on the inhale, release. Exhale, contract and bring the navel back, but we're not doing that crunching motion. So it's just taking the belly button or the navel back to the spine. And release, and do that 2 more times. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale, release. And imagine that your belly button now is on the first floor, and you're taking it back to the 3rd floor behind you. So inhale, exhale, bring it back. Just an image there to contract through the abdominal. So we're bringing and healing these abdominals closer, these muscles closer together to the midline, and then release. Now with that awareness, take the navel back, still breathe normally, but you're bringing the navel closer to the mat, and now slide your right heel out. but keep that core awareness. So we're not moving here in the torso, and then bring it back. I'll repeat that again on the right side. Slide out and bring back in. So there's not a lot of movement that's happening, but your leg is moving as you're aware, or you have attention on the thoracic spine, on this whole area of the torso. And that stays strong, connected. That gives you a little more attention. I keep saying the word awareness, but if you don't know, if you've never learned about this, you may be thinking, okay, I'm gonna do some abdominals and crunches, get my body back, and it's actually making the situation worse. So this is one way to make that connection. It's a simple way, especially if you just had your baby. And then I'll do the left side, extend and slide it back in, but you never lose that connection to the abdomen. So the navel is still pressing all the way back to the floor, and bring it back in. So I'll show you what I mean without that connection. It would be the belly moving back and forth with the leg, and that's not something we want to do. So we want to keep that navel back. Keep bringing the muscles towards the midline as the heel slides out and comes back in. Do that a couple more times. Now still use your breathing, so you're breathing naturally. Press into that right foot to support you as well. I'll do one more. And bring it back in. So now that works for you. If you want a little bit more sensation, you'd like to engage this a little bit more, take your heels up and bring the knees right over the hips. So now your feet or your ankles are in line with the knees, and the knees are right above the hips, and you have about 90-degree angle here with the legs, and the feet are floating off the floor. So already you're engaging some more work here. You'll feel some more warmth. I'm feeling it. Now you'll take the navel back again, and imagine bringing or corseting those muscles towards the center. So we're working and healing right now without movement, just in stillness. We'll do this for 5 breaths. You might feel a little shaky too. That's okay. And if you need to take a break and you'd like to you can always bring the legs down and come right back up. 2 more breaths. Now soften 1 foot at a time to the floor. And we'll do one more exercise. So you could stay with what we just did, and to take it up a notch, we keep moving it up. You can come back to that 90-degree angle with the legs and gently tap 1 toe at a time to the floor. So we still have the knees above the hips, ankles in line with the knees. Gently tap the right toe down and then come back to your starting place. Now when you tap the toe down, inhale, so we're using the breath with this movement. Exhale, come back. So again, small movements. Inhale, tap. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, tap, exhale, bring the leg back in. And keep your focus, your attention on the core, on stabilizing through the core, stabilizing through the back. We'll do one more set, right and left. You don't have to do this many, you can do less. And then release 1 at a time. Soften the feet to the floor and notice how that feels. You may have not even thought about this area for some time. Totally understandable, very busy these days. But just having that attention, that ability to understand how to heal is very helpful. And now we'll practice getting up. So if you are getting out of bed and rolling up this way, again, that could make it worse. So always come over to your side and then push into the hands and come up to seated. So that's the best way to get out of bed or any side or lying position, even if you're on the couch. Always come over to your side and then come up. So that's our short practice for healing diastasis recti. I hope that I can clear some of that up for you all, but just know that you can heal from this, and you will. And hopefully that practice helped you and works for you. Thank you for sharing with me today. Thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste.